Hi and welcome. My name is Michelle and I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And today I wanted to talk about how emotional eating can show up as rebelling. So sometimes whenever we try to make changes, we use food and we almost sabotage ourselves. And so we might use food to control or to not feel certain emotions like anger or powerlessness. And when this happens, this sort of derails our efforts. So I know for me personally, when I was trying to, when I was at the extremity with diets and trying to make all these changes to fit into a certain box, there was a part of me that completely rebelled. And it was so hard to be consistent with what I was doing. And so I swung to the other extreme and just completely gave up. So that other part of me took over, but I didn't feel good at either extremity and I needed to find a balance. And so this has also been coming up for a client lately, and what's been happening, what she's been noticing is that whenever she's trying to create change, it's almost like there's a one voice in her head saying she should eat this way, she should have this food, she should, and the other voice is like, no, I'm not going to do it, I don't care. And it's like two parts of her, two aspects of her are in battle. They're against each other. And so if you really think about it, when you're trying to make changes, you're sort of saying, I need to do this, I need to do this. And the other part of you is saying and resisting and saying, no, I don't want to do it. And I don't really care if it's good for me or not. And so this is the dilemma my client was in, because she's trying to make these changes and, then she'll move forward and she's able to make these changes. And what she's been doing is she has no way to really talk to both these parts and bring them in. So the old way of doing this would be, I want to make changes, I'm moving forward, I don't care, resistance, who cares, push that aside, and we bulldoze this part. That's the old way of doing things. If we were to almost externalize these two parts of us and make them into people, it'd be like two people standing there having an argument, and one person, the one that's saying we should do it and we need to do it a certain way, it's almost like more of an authority of an adult. And the other part that's saying, no, I don't want to do it. Why are you trying to control me? Why are you doing this? Is almost more childlike. And so it's almost like we have inside of us a parent and a child, and our parent and us as a child, or some version of that, in this battle. And usually that happens when we grow up in environments where our parents didn't care about our needs or our wants or was best for us, or didn't include us in decision making. And so we had someone demanding of us. And so when we ourselves are trying to make changes, it triggers in us this part of us that felt really powerless and really angry when that happened. And so now, when we can see we have these two parts of us that are in this battle, what can we do instead of dominating one and bulldozing the other? Because that doesn't work. What happens is that part we bulldoze and push under the surface, it grows stronger, and then it takes over and it sabotages us, and then it does what it wants, and then we feel really helpless and we have to start again, and we feel like, what's the point of even trying to make changes when we can't seem to sustain them? And so what I want to suggest, and this is what I do with clients, and we do it through the somatic meditation psychotherapy model that I use with clients, which is really getting at the root of the issues, and we connect it with the body, so it's a deeper resolution. It's not just we're talking in our mind, because that does not get to the root, and it doesn't really integrate at all. So when we use these meditations and we access these two aspects and parts really clearly, one of the goals is to find out about each of these parts, and you'll find that they're each trying to do something good for you, for the person. So the part trying to control and sabotage you is actually trying to maintain your autonomy and your power, let's say in this example, and the other part is looking out for your health and your well-being. And so they're both trying to do something for you, but they're both in conflict and battle. So when we talk to them and we find out what they're trying to do, and we listen to them and we have empathy and compassion, because they are trying to do something good for you. They're not against you, even though it looks like that on the outside. And the more compassion and empathy we can have, and really listening and tuning into these parts, they sort of soften, and we can, they almost can, when they it's like when you're in conflict and then you start understanding the other person, you soften and you can start hearing them. And then you can find a third option that both of these parts are going to be okay with. And so that's how we create alignment and integration of these parts that have been in battle. And that's coming to a deep resolution. And you'll feel it in your body because your body will relax. That tightness and contraction will go away. And so when you're able to come to this resolution, what's really happened, if I summarize, is that we've found these two aspects, we've talked to them, we've listened to them, we've empathized with them. If there's any underlying emotions, it's released. And as they soften, they start seeing what they've been doing and they learn a new way, or they come up with a new way of being that's more beneficial to the whole, to both parts, to the whole of you. And then this is where true change can come, and it becomes more sustainable because we're really resolving it at the root issue and really getting into what would have created this. And so when we have that resolution, it's much more easier to move forward because all parts of us are going to be in alignment and wanting to make whatever third option change we've created, rather than one part saying, nope, you need to do this, and nope, I don't want to do it, and this battle. You have to really be in this compassionate and empathetic state. So this is what works, and this is what I've had to do for myself, and this is how I've moved forward, because the more I kind of, meet the needs of each part, because the part that wants autonomy and, doesn't want its boundaries crossed, using food is not really the solution. And the part that's trying to, make changes, forcing it, is not the solution either. So it needs to have more compassion and empathy. And as we kind of change the way that these parts are behaving or what they're saying and doing on a deeper level, they can see eye to eye. So I hope this example sort of clears up what might be going on internally when you have that internal struggle and you're rebelling against yourself and sabotaging. It's almost like you have separate people inside of you having this battle, but they're all within you and you need them all to be going in the same direction for alignment and for ease and flow. So let me know if this was clear, and if you have any questions, also let me know. And if you need guidance on this, if this resonated, please reach out. I would love to talk to you. And if you have any more questions, again, leave them in the comments section. And please be sure to like and subscribe. And I look forward to sharing more with you.